Hi guys, James here, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. In today's video, I am excited because we are going to be doing, what is this called again? A speed reviews, that's what we're doing. We're doing a speed reviews. I haven't done one of these in a while. It's probably been 3 or 4 months since my last one. I have a whole box of things that I've tried in that 3 or 4 months that I haven't done one. And yeah, today we're just going to be talking about all of these products. I might have talked about some of these products before. I can't remember. I know I had talked about these on my TikTok lives if I liked them and stuff like that. But I thought I would do a long dedicated form video here on my YouTube channel because I haven't done one for a while. So yeah, that's today's video. I'm excited. We've got a couple palettes. We've got some setting powders, highlighters, some eyeliners, primer, concealers. We've just got a whole lot of different things. So yeah, that is today's video. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment because that really does help the algorithm. If you don't know what to comment, just comment algorithm because that will help me out. Alright, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, item number 1 and 2 actually are going to be 2 setting powders. Now I might have already talked about one of these on camera. I know I've talked about both of them on TikTok when I'm doing my makeup lives, but I don't think I've done a dedicated video talking about both of these. So the first one is Center of Attention Cosmetics. It's the All Day Slay Blur Smooth Long Lasting Matte Loose Setting Powder in the shade, or translucent setting powder it is. This is what it looks like. Now this is from a local business, Center of Attention. If you don't know who owns that company, it is Courtney. I'll leave her information down below, but she is a talented makeup artist. So this is her brand, and now this has 30 grams of product in it. I think this retails for about $45 Australian, and I actually really like this. It has quite a lot of product in it, which is really good. Let me show you. This is my Nikita Joy one. So it's quite a big difference. You get a lot more product with this one. This one here you get 20 grams. So you get 10 more grams in this one. Plus this one is more expensive. So I do prefer this one. But I do love the Nikita Joy ones. I mean, I'm almost out of it. I don't think I'll rebuy it until I use this one up. Just because I don't like to buy things when I don't need to, when something already works for me. Especially if it's a setting powder. If it's a setting powder and works for me, I'm going to stick to it until I've run out of it. But this one has lasted me over a year. So I've got my value out of it. So that's the first one. I really like this one. I would buy this one over and over again. Yeah, I just like it. The next one we have is the Huda Beauty. This is the Cherry Blossom Cake Easy Bake Loose Bake and Setting Powder. 20 grams, and this one retails for I think $55 Australian. Now this is the cherry pink one, like the cherry blossom one. This took me about 6 months to get. Every time I went into Sephora or Sephora online, it was always sold out here in Australia. You can't actually buy anything from the US Sephora stores or online store because they don't ship it to Australia. So you have to buy it from the Sephora Australian store. And I actually walk past a Sephora, and every time I walk past one, I go in to see if they have it, and they actually had one left. But now that I have tried it, I've tried it 3 or 4 times, I do not like this at all. It's quite hard to get the product out of it. It does have like a fine mesh, but it's quite hard to tap the product out. You only get a little bit at a time. Plus, I find this clings onto all my texture and all my dry patches on my skin. No matter if I prime and moisturize, I do have some texture, especially under the eyes, and this clings to it and it emphasizes texture on my skin. So I won't be using this again. I will be giving this to a friend who wants to try this. She also has a lot better skin than I do, so hopefully it doesn't emphasize her texture like it does to me. So I won't be buying this. This to me is a waste of money, and I'm kind of sad that I waited that long for something that doesn't work for me. So that's a fail. The next one we have is this Rare Beauty highlighter. This is in the shade Memorize. Not memorize, but oh, fuck it, I'll just show you what. That's what it is. It's there. Anyway, this has 12 months expiry date on it. It has 0.098 grams of it, or 0.098 ounces, 2.8 grams. Very, very pretty, always sold out, and they are very fragile, very, very easy to break. Most of the ones on the Sephora, like or the ones that you try are always broken. And the lady who sold this to me at the checkout said, be very careful with this because if you drop it once, it's going to break. So I'm very, very careful with it. The packaging looks really pretty, but it is actually quite lightweight. This retails for about $50, I think, Australian, or $45 Australian. I know the new Rare Beauty blushes, like the blush topper, blush highlighter things. I'll put a photo up of those. They retail for $50 each. So I think this retails for about $50 as well. Very pretty. I did try, I think this was the lightest shade, and it still looks a little dark for me. I've only tried it a couple times, and I actually haven't really enjoyed the formula. I find it emphasizes my texture on my cheeks a lot more than some of my other highlighters do. And being a man, I have a lot of texture, so I don't like things that emphasize texture. So this is something that I'm going to pass on to my friend to try, the same one that's going to be getting this powder, just because I know she will like it, and also it's more of her color. I like a highlighter that has like pink reflexes and purple and blue reflexes, especially ones that I can use as an inner corner highlighter or an eyeshadow topper. This one is just a little boring for me, and I just, like I said, I didn't like the texture of it. Let me quickly swatch it for you, because my friend won't mind me swatching it. I have used it already. So it's very, very pretty, like a champagne highlighter, but I don't know, I just find it very textural on my face. It just emphasizes the texture. I'm trying to show you what it looks like with the light. I hope it changes. There you go. It's a little dark for me, my skin tone. And I don't know, it's just something that I know she will use a lot more than I will. So I will pass that on to her as well. That also is something I wish I didn't buy, because it cost me $50. So anyway, I'm moving on. We have 3 liners. These are Makeup Revolution. I actually did buy 4, but I don't know where the other one is. We have 3 eyeliners for my waterline. I love a colourful waterline. We've got the purple, the yellow, and the blue. They do come with little sponges on the end. I don't use the sponges, but I have used all 3 of these, and I don't like the way they last. They apply okay in that waterline, but they don't last. You're always having to reapply them, because once you put the lashes on and do something else, they've kind of disappeared. So you have to reapply, especially if you're going to take photos and you really want the underline or the waterline to pop. You have to reapply it before you take photos, because it's gone. That's the purple one. Let me swatch all 3 for you. So that's the purple one. I'm trying to find the name for this. This one, I don't think it does have a name on it. It just says purple. Okay, so that's the name. Very original. It has 1.3 grams of product, and it has a 6 month expiry date. We've got the blue one. Oh, the blue one is very soft and just literally crumbled. I don't know if you can see that. It just kind of crumbled all over me when I applied that. Very creamy, but again, the creamy ones don't always last that long. The Colourpop ones are very creamy, but they actually last in the waterline. These just disappear in like 1 or 2 minutes, which is very disappointing, because I really like those 3 colors, and especially that blue. I don't have like a blue pastel, so I really wanted to get that one to work for me, but it doesn't last. I will use these up. I'm not going to throw them away. I will use these up because I do like colourful eyeliners, and I don't really have these colors, but I won't buy them again. So that's a fail on that. The next one we have is this Colourpop Luxe Velvet Liquid Lipstick. This is from a Colourpop mystery box that I unboxed a couple of months ago, or 6 weeks ago. This is what it looks like. I don't really like the formula, because I'm not a huge fan of liquid lipsticks. They're not really my favorite. I prefer like a matte bullet lipstick. That is a beautiful like terracotta brown, but it's more of a mousse consistency. So you have to let it dry down before you can apply another layer, because it's not completely like full coverage, and I like a full coverage lip. And it doesn't really dry down. It's more of like a creamy, I don't know, it says matte, but it's more of a creamy consistency, and doesn't completely dry down, so it does lift when you talk and have a drink and stuff like that. So it smells really nice though, but I don't think I would buy this again. And I'm not a huge fan of Colourpop's lip products. I've not really found any that I like. Some of their lip liners are okay, but the actual lipsticks, the bullet and the matte, are just not really my favorites. The next one we have is from LYS. Now, I have talked about this constantly. This is their cream bronzer stick in the shade No Limits Motivate. It has a 12 months expiry date on it. I have used this constantly. I think I've only used this bronzer since I've got it. I haven't used any powder ones, and I love this. Very affordable, $28 from Sephora. Something like this would normally, I would think, when I think Sephora, I think it's luxury. So I thought something like this would cost me $40, $50, but it was $28, which I think is very affordable. You get a lot of product in it. I have used this multiple times. It's so creamy. I love it. I'm going to do a quick swatch for you, a live swatch, because you can then see how creamy it is. It's just one swipe, and look at that payoff. Like, so creamy. I love it. This is the lighter shade. They only had 3 shades. I don't know if they've got more shades, but they only had 3 shades on the shelf, and there wasn't any more space for more shades, so I don't know if there are more shades of this. Now, they did actually recently come out with some of their cream blushes in this type of packaging, the same, like you twist it up, very, very similar. I really, really want to try those. They are not available at the Sephora store, and I have actually reached out to the company and asked them, do you know when it's going to come? And they said, just sign up to our email. That's the best way to find out. I'm like, let me know. Is it going to be 3 months? Is it going to be 4 months? That's the problem with Sephora. We get a lot of things 4 or 5 months later. The Rare Beauty blushes that launched this week are actually on the shelves in Australia and online in Australia. So the Rare Beauty, they get it out at the same time over most Sephora stores, from what I can tell. So as soon as they do come to Australia, I will be buying those to try them out for you guys, and also just because I'm really falling in love with cream products like cream blushes and bronzers. So this is something I will buy over and over and over again. I did try to buy one last week, but the shade that I wanted is sold out. Now, the boxes that these come in on the Sephora shelf, all of them are like so dirty because everyone has been swatching the cream bronzers and then touching all the white boxes, and the packaging looks so nasty. It looks like all of the products have been used, which is not always the best, and I do try and get the ones at the back, but they didn't have any advice shade. I will be buying another one of those, but they do last quite a while. I've had that for a month. I've been using this every single time, and I've got a big face, and I've only probably used a centimeter of this product, and there's probably another 4 or 5 centimeters left. So very, very good product, and it does blend out really nicely, so I love that. The next items we have an e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. Now, this is not new, but new to me. I've tried this a couple of times. I don't like the consistency. It comes in this little pot. Now, I use a brush or a beauty blender to apply it, and I just don't like it. I don't know if you can see, but it looks very like matte and dry in there, and it's only a month old. It's just the consistency is very, very dry. I will swirl my finger around. It's not that good. Like, I'll swatch it next to the other one. I'm putting a lot of product on my finger as well, and like that's 2 swatches, and it just doesn't have the same payoff as the cream one. And the cream one, you saw me do a very light swatch of that, and look how pigmented that is compared to the 2 times I've swatched this one. The color is similar to the other one. It's probably a little bit more warm toned than say the this one here, but I don't like the product. I don't like it, and I don't know if my friend Lottie has tried this. I think she might have tried it. I can't remember her opinion on it. I think for me, it's too dry, and I will reach for this over this one any day of the week. So I'm not going to use this one probably much anymore. I'll keep it. I'll keep it to do a video comparing it to something else maybe. And then next we have a NARS pot concealer. You can tell that I've used this a lot. The NARS packaging is very matte, so it's always hard to keep clean. This retails for, I think, $45 a little pot. At Mecca, I think it's something like that, 40, 45. It is the light 125 Alfredo shade. I think that's what it's called. Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Now, this is quite a thick concealer. I have used this quite a lot. You can probably tell how much I've used it. I get one of those like flat brushes, and I actually apply on all my outbreaks or my shaving areas where I get like red dots and stuff that I need a little bit more coverage on. I know Michaela does that on her TikTok as well, and I really, really like the extra coverage that this gives me. It's not a liquid concealer. It's not like a watery or creamy concealer. It's creamy, but it's very thick, so you do use it to underpaint, I think that's what it called it. I wouldn't use this as my actual concealer for my under eyes because it's very thick, and it would crease a lot, and you would be seeing a lot of like texture and cakiness under my eyes, unlike more of an e.l.f. Camera concealer, which is a lot liquidy, watery, liquidy, you know what I mean, than this stuff. But I do like this to cover my blemishes on my face, and I will be buying this over and over. And I do like the lighter shade because then you can just put foundation over it, and my foundation is usually darker than that, so it works for me. And then the next item we have is this Hedwig Super Shock highlighter. Now, I bought this the same time as I bought the mystery box, which this liquid lipstick came in, but it wasn't part of the mystery box. I bought it separately because it was $5, and I missed the Harry Potter collection. But I really like the look of this highlighter. Now, this is in the shade highlighter. It is a Super Shock formula, it is cruelty free. I don't see, oh, it has 8.5 grams of product in it. It doesn't say expiry date on it, which is concerning, because usually all these products have to have a sticker on the back with the expiry date. It has how much it weighs, but it doesn't have expiry date on it. Interesting. Anyway, this is what the product looks like. Before I swirled it, it had like blue reflexes throughout it, like a marble effect. I'm hoping the light will adjust. It's really pretty, and I love like this like putty formula where you can dig your finger into it. I just like that because I find that that melts into my skin a lot more. But I actually don't like this highlighter. Like, the formula's nice, but it's really not my favorite highlighter. Like, I have better highlighters from Colourpop in Super Shock formula. It's just, it's creamy, it's pretty, but I don't like the way it looks on my face. It was very disappointing. I have so many highlighters that are much better than this. Give a lot more of a highlighter effect payoff. It doesn't even show the blues and the purples in this. It is marbled. I'm hoping the light will change. Like, it does have some reflex in it, but it doesn't show up when you apply it on your face. Like, there's no purple or pink or blue reflexes on your face, which is what I kind of like in a highlighter. So I was really disappointed that this highlighter didn't give me that payoff that I was looking for. So I probably won't use this highlighter very often. It's just a little bit of a letdown for me. Now guys, we have 4 items left. I did actually just talk about this on camera, but my camera stopped filming, which I didn't realize. So we've got this trio of blushes. We've got this beautiful cream blush. We have this highlighter blush topper, and then we've got this matte pink blush, which is stunning. I love this blush palette so much. I have used the cream mostly. I did actually do a little test on the back of my hand to show you how pigmented it is, but again, the camera stopped filming. So that's what it looks like on the back of my hand. Very, very pigmented. You only need a couple dabs of this, and then I actually go on the back of my hand to like fuse it out or to blend it out, and then apply it on my face, because if I went directly on my face, you would get that. So you have to be very careful with this pigmented cream blush from the Cotton Candy Skies Ofra palette. I love this one. They did come out with an orangey one of these, which is stunning, but I really like pink blushes, so I thought I would buy this first, and if I like their products, then maybe I'd buy the orange one. But this pink one is a hands down favorite of mine, and I love these little elf brushes that I found to apply the pigmented cream blushes. And now guys, we have 3 items left. So the first one is this Gourmand Girls Haunted eyeshadow palette. Now, I saw this when Ali reviewed it, and then also Betty reviewed it, and a whole lot of other smaller YouTubers reviewed this palette, and I fell in love with it. And it was on sale about a month ago, and I really, really fell in love with this one, and I got it when it was on sale. It did cost a little bit in shipping, but it did make up for what I saved in sales, so it was kind of basically full price. I think it's stunning. I absolutely love this palette. I've done a couple of looks with it. I'll put some photos of the looks that I've done with this palette up on the screen for you. I think this color story is stunning. You do get a lot of product for your money. There are 5 shimmers, 1 satin, then the rest of mattes. Very pigmented, very pretty, and very easy to blend out the formula. Now, it is cruelty free. It has a 12-month expiry date on it. It doesn't tell me how many grams of product in this palette, but that's okay. It's a small indie brand, and I love this palette. I love the packaging, and I'm really excited that I actually got to play with this palette this year. That was one of my goals, to try more indie brands, and that was an indie brand that I had my eyes set on for over a year now. The next one we have is the Trevor X Dose of Colors Internal Love palette. Now, this is a beautiful palette. It was on sale over Christmas, and I really wanted to try this brand as well. I've had my eye on it for a long time, and I do like this creator as well. He's an influencer. He has a big following on Instagram and TikTok, and I think he's only 21, so he's done very well for himself, and I love his artistry. So I bought this because I fell in love with the palette, but I also couldn't afford it at the time. But they did have this on sale, and it was their final sale. They also did have a whole lot of the individual shadows from the Dose of Color brand, which I love Dose of Color's shimmers, so I bought a whole lot of those. They were $5 down from $20, which I think is a steal. But this palette is so pretty. Now, I have done a video reviewing this palette, which I'll link down below. I think I used multiple shades. I used all the mattes. I used, I think, 4 or 5 of the shimmers. So I've used multiple shades out of this palette. There are 15 shades and I think I used about 10. So I have used most of the shades in this palette. And I think the shimmers are phenomenal. I can't say that word. Phenomenal. And the mattes blend out really nicely. So I think it's a really good neutral palette, but a little pop of color. Like this palette is perfect for traveling, for just an everyday look, and then you can pop some of the beautiful like colorful shimmers to make it like a nighttime look as well. So nice versatile palette, and also a very good travel size. Like it's as big as my phone basically. My hand, my phone, it's a really good size to travel with, but you get quite a lot of product. Now this is not available, I don't think, on sale anymore of those colors, or if it is, it's not going to be for long. So I would buy this again if I got the chance to, but I don't think I will be able to. So a very good purchase for me. I'm very happy that I got it half price and it didn't come broken, and it's a beautiful palette. Like I would buy that again if I could, if it was available. And then guys, the last palette we have is a recent purchase for me. This is the Glaminatrix Cosmetics Pretty in Pastel palette. I did a video of this last week. It has been out for about 2 weeks. It is a pretty pastel palette. Really, really pretty. I love the shimmers on this, like these 2 rows, and then the dark shades and then the lighter shades. Now the only thing with this palette is I wish there was some pinks. Like this shade here is like a pink purple, not really a true pink, which is kind of what I think this palette needs. But I think the palette overall is very, very pretty. Very affordable for Glaminatrix. I know some of their palettes retail for almost about $90. This one I think was $60 or $65 Australian. This is the first ever palette I've tried from Glaminatrix. I've been wanting to try this brand for a long time, but I haven't because there was a reason which I explained in my YouTube video. I'll link that down below if you're interested. I just don't want to go into the same thing because it's a big explanation in my video. So go watch that to find out why. But the actual palette itself is really pretty. I'm really glad that I played with it, and I'm just very, very happy that I finally picked it up. And it's like a decent palette. You get a full-size mirror. It's got a good weight to it. It doesn't feel cheap, the packaging. And I really like the color story. I would recommend this palette to anyone who loves pastels and who loves a good shimmer. The shimmers are phenomenal and the mattes blend out really nicely. So I would highly recommend this palette to somebody who loves any pastel looks or like a soft glam. This is the palette for you. It doesn't have really neutral shades in it. It's more colorful. We've got like one neutral brown and then the rest are all like colorful, but it's a pretty palette and you can do some really pretty looks. And then some of these shimmers can be used as inner corner highlighters, highlighters on the cheek, and just shimmers as well. So I really love this palette, and I will be buying more from this brand later in this year when they come out with some new products, because I'm excited to see what they have. I really fell in love with the formula. So yeah, that is everything in this little video that I have to review. Let me know if you tried any of these products that I've mentioned in this video. Let me know if you've got any suggestions as well, because maybe I'm using some of the products wrong. So if you can suggest some of the products that didn't work for me, like the Rare Beauty Highlighter, Huda Beauty Powder, if you can suggest some of the different ways to use it, maybe I'm using it wrong, then maybe I can give them a go and see if I haven't just wasted my money, because I mean, these 2 items alone are $100 and I haven't fallen off with them. So let me know if I've done anything wrong. But yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a brand new video. I do have a little Easter makeup haul that is coming later in this week, so we'll do an unboxing of that. Some of those products I've had my eye on for a while, and I finally purchased them because they're on sale. But yeah guys, with that, I hope you had a great Easter, and I will see you in the next one. All my love. Bye!